Okay. Topic a lot of guys would like to talk about is rejection. Can you share some of your experience that you had with rejection, your past?
Well, I think I had to go back to when I first entered college. Really, the first chick that I was dealing with when I, started going to college, and she was bad. She was cute. You know what I'm saying? She was typical light-skinned chick, playing hard to get. At the same time, she was attracted to me. I was attracted to her, or whatever. But eventually, it just got to the point when I was like, well, hey, let's do something here. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, she turned me down. You know what I'm saying? But it was kind of in one of those ways where she just kind of broke off communication, and then I hear about her, kind of messing with some other guy later. And I'm like, ooh, ooh.
How did that make you feel? How did that shape you as the individual you are now?
Well, I mean, I could talk about it like it's like no big thing now, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, at the time, it's definitely a lot of emotions and things like that build up. You got all the stuff that you want to say, but you don't really, because I was kind of afraid to actually confront her and say, hey, let's do something, you know what I'm saying? And, and I mean, I think what it does, it just really gives you perspective, you know what I'm saying, to really look at your situation. And you say, well, all this stuff that meant so much or whatever, all this pent up whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then being rejected, getting turned down after the fact or whatever. I mean, it's like, that shit didn't kill me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm still here,
Yeah.
And I mean, she was not the only girl on campus, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there were so many other chicks. Mm-hmm. Even in that class that we were both in, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's so many other women, there's so many other situations that you're gonna, deal with. I mean, why get wrapped up in that one situation? And more than that, why, keep yourself from taking advantage of opportunities, you know what I'm saying? Because you fear, situation like that happening again. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, at the same time, you're not going to know what's going to happen until you actually put yourself out there. And I think it's just about, just having faith that you're going to come back at it. Because it doesn't feel good to get rejected, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, hey, it doesn't feel good to not swing at that, at that ball either, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel good when you got all this shit you want to say and you haven't said it yet, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be rejected, you know what I'm saying? So.
A lot of guys make the mistake of putting all their effort into one woman and putting just one vagina on a pedestal. Would it be more wiser for men to be hollering at multiple women as opposed to focusing on just one?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, it kind of depends on where you're at, I mean, it's definitely, there's less, there's less attachment when you're going after, multiple females. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I used to do that. Like, it's like, all right, well, after that situation I just told you about, as a matter of fact, I mean, I'll start talking to multiple girls or whatever, seeing what's going on with them or whatever. And then if this one fails, then shit, I got 3 other ones on the back burner, So.
Come on in. Okay.
So I mean, and it's cool. It's definitely, I think it's it's something that, if you're at that point, then it's something that's, worth doing, as far as this, just getting into the whole flow of possible rejection and taking on women, things of that sort. But I mean, ultimately, I mean, you're just gonna be hurting yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're putting on, you're dealing with all these women or whatever, I mean, in effect, you're not dealing with any of them. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know when, you're taking on a woman and you're talking to them or whatever, I mean, that shit takes up time. You're learning who they are and all this stuff. And it's kind of hard to develop, lasting relationships with anybody when you're just kind of scattering yourself everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it kind of depends on where you're at. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, I think the big thing to take from that is just not to, not to think that this is the only woman in the world. You know what I'm saying? And more specifically, I mean, why are you thinking that way? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was one thing if y'all in a relationship. But if you just see this girl and y'all, it's like, oh man, just drooling over this girl and y'all not even together. You barely know this bitch. I mean, why are you devoting so much attention and everything to her? You know what I'm saying? There's so many other people to meet. There's so many other people to experience. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely something to look at.
And to add on to that, like, when people, some guys go into a relationship, they look at it like they're married. You know what I mean? It's like you're not married to this person. Yeah. So you know what I mean. There are other women out there. Don't limit yourself to this little box and like, oh, this is my world. If she leaves me, I'm gonna cut my throat. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's not like that. I mean, it shouldn't be that serious because life is life is fun. Have a good time.
Why do you think this is such a problem, particularly in the black community? Simple.
Well, I think it's it's definitely a good question. I mean, I think there's a big problem as far as just the relationships between males and females in the black community. You know what I'm saying? And I think that just comes from, just stereotypes. I mean, all kinds of stuff or whatever that, that's just brought upon black people, particularly black males. You know what I'm saying? Well, I can't say that. I mean, you got black males, are you a thug? Are you, a player? You ain't going to treat your kids right. I mean, you're going to raise your kid, all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's negative. You know what I'm saying? Then with the girls you got, well, are you just going to be, you're just going to be tricking? What are you going to be doing? You're going to be going around. You know what I'm saying? What are you going to be doing? So, I mean, I think within the black community, we have all these negative stereotypes, that we have on each other. And, we don't deal with each other as people. You know what I'm saying? We don't deal with each other as individuals. We look at each other as, okay, is this person a player, or is he this, or is he that? Or, I mean, why can't he just be Bill or Frank or whoever he is? You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, I think we go ahead and take that, and, I mean, I guess that's kind of irrelevant to your question. but, I mean, at the same time, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Because of those stereotypes, that's what makes us act out of character. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes us act out of, you know what I'm saying, well, what are we supposed to be doing according to, some kind of, some list of things that we should be doing.
Some script.
Yeah, exactly. As if this is, I mean, as if there's some set way that you should be interacting with people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, be yourself. Talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? If you're after them, then talk to them. And you shouldn't be scared of, whether this person's saying, whatever they say or whatever, because you should be feeling confident in whatever you bring it to the table. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, that's true. And like I said, it's due with the media and stereotypes. So sometimes a guy got to feel like, oh, I got to be like this, this thug or, this person, and instead of being yourself and learning from experience and getting wisdom by jumping out there and getting confidence and, you know what I'm saying, and then using that to really talk to and meet a nice young lady, we feel like, oh, we have to fulfill the roles. And I think women are really, after the feminist movement, women has really been put on a pedestal, and like your parents teach you to open the door for a woman. A woman has special treatment, so you at a young age you're taught that a woman, you know what I'm saying, a woman is, you gotta kiss some
like a queen.
Yeah, you gotta treat her like a queen, and every woman is not a queen. You don't treat every woman like a queen, because some women are, you know what I'm saying, not worthy for that treatment. You treat them, yeah. You got to see things as they are. If the girl is a trick or whatever, a hoe, then you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna treat her like a queen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If she is a queen, then you know what I'm saying, I'll get mutual respect. Mm-hmm. But I'm also the king. Respect me. Let me be the man of this relationship. And you don't see that in relationships. Women want to rule, especially independent women, and just the whole society.
Yeah, it's like one of the songs, Black Star. Most definitely Talib Kweli said either, niggas is kings or bitches is queens. You know what I'm saying? It's like a, you know what I'm saying? We're either, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? We're not kings, or we're not all the way down here. We're not niggas. She's not a bitch, or she's not a queen. You know what I'm saying? She's a person, and we just forgot that whole aspect. And so we're going ahead and masquerading as all these different people. And we don't even know how to deal with each other.